Me entertain you on 25th of April here in New York at Madison Square Garden. I'm sure you will enjoy it as any heavyweight championship of the world, and I'm sure that this fight will bring a lot of tension and a lot of energy. I just see how Bryant Jennings acts. I see how he walks. I see how he shakes his hand. I see how he speaks. He has the quality of Rocky Balboa from Philadelphia. He made it at this stage where he's sitting right now, and he's not realizing this is one of the highlights, or maybe you're realizing this is one of the highlights of your life to be at the stage where you're at. And I want to congratulate you with that, and definitely paying a lot of respect.
19-0 with 10 KOs. He'll be fighting for the, listen to me now, let it sink in, the WBA Super World, the WBO, the IBF, the Ring Magazine, and the IBO heavyweight titles of the world in Madison Square Garden. I'm T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy live at RealCombatMedia.com. I cover every single major fight live. Now, live. So, April the 25th, 2015 on HBO about 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Is when the fight's going to be happening. I'm going to be in the building with my camera, doing all the little media thing. So I'll have the post-fight press conference for you. I'll have the weigh-in. I'll have the media day workouts. I'll have all that. And in between, I'll mix in videos like this where I'll basically just talk about the fight. So right now, it is February the 6th, 2015, 3:52 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're going to talk. So you got 19-0 with 10 KOs, right? The last time Wladimir Klitschko fought someone with 10 KOs or under was, if I'm correct, in 2001. So when you look at the last time Wladimir Klitschko fought someone that had the athletic abilities of Bryant Jennings, well, what was that, 2012 or 2011 against David Haye? I forgot the exact year, but I did cover the fight. Looking at David Haye's performance and looking at the fact that he didn't get knocked out or seriously hurt outside of whatever was going on with his toe, you can think, okay, well, if somebody can match wits as far as mentally with Wladimir Klitschko, and even if not so much as physically, then you have a great chance of defeating him. Because why? Usually the fighters lose their wits after they take a few jabs. They lose their heart after they take a few of them stiff jabs, the machine-like jabs to the face, or either they just literally just get beat down. So when I look at what Bryant Jennings can do, and of course I am from Philadelphia, so of course there's going to be obviously some hometown love, but at the same time I gotta look at I gotta look at, just like I do with all the fights I cover, how a fighter can win. How can Bryant Jennings win? Now, knockout, I don't know about that. Those 10 KOs speak volumes. And looking at the fact that Wladimir Klitschko is on a 21 fight winning streak, he has not lost since, what was that? What was that, like 2006 or 2004? Speaking, it's just a crazy amount of time since he's actually taken a defeat. So looking at the fact that, well, what's on the line is, you can say, legendary. Every time that man fights, meaning Wladimir Klitschko, with those, 63-3 with 53 KOs, every time he fights, he's bringing all those belts with him, and he's bringing a lot of prestige, and Wladimir Klitschko is no chump. If I'm correct, he's the third highest paid boxer in the sport. So just because Americans don't necessarily understand who Wladimir Klitschko is, and please, because I've been hearing it too much, do not say, oh yeah, the two Russian brothers. He is not Russian. His brother is not Russian. And the Russians and the Ukrainians are bitter enemies. And it's like, it burns. I know I'm venting a little bit, but it burns me up when they say, oh yeah, the two Russian dudes. And I be looking, I'm like, no, man, don't ever do that. Like, no. I just be like, yo, man, like, listen, if you ever around him, don't say Russia. So, moving on. When you look at overseas, this man is selling out stadiums. You know what? Believe it or not, if this turns out to be a hug fest, just watching him enter the ring, wait till you see his opening. Wait till you go look up Wladimir Klitschko entrances. The entrances alone, you just be there, just like, oh shit, what the? You know, then it'd be like machines and robots and lights and everything, and then he just appear out of nowhere, you know, and that's when boxers get shook. But looking at how Bryant Jennings can win, simple, easy work as far as what the game plan should be. Stick and move. Try to win on the points and maybe catch him a little later. Take Wladimir in the deep waters. And also, you got to know that Klitschko is like Bernard Hopkins, Andre Ward, Carlos Molina, 154-pound Carlos Molina. I'm trying to name some other fighters that they can win or turn the tables of a fight just by hugging you. You know, they can win a fight just by hugging you the right way. And, you know, and then having that championship Michael Jordan boxing style. I'm not saying he's the Michael Jordan of boxing, but I'm talking about he gets the calls, or they don't, certain calls are not called against him. You know, he can push, you know, Brian Russell out the way, and then, you know, you see what I'm saying? So, you know, what happened with the Alexander Povetkin fight, and I had to watch that nonsense. If you know how to fight on the inside, and I was watching him against Mike Perez, and I chose that fight like specifically to talk about it because, for one, it's his most recent fight, but also you saw glimpses of how he will fight on the inside against upper level competition. You know, so he's got an uppercut in there, but he can't be, you know, allowing Wladimir Klitschko to just be leaning on him. Now, I was standing in a circle of those guys at one point in time, and a whole bunch of reporters and everything. And me, I'm pretty tall. I'm about 6'2", you know, 6'3", 6'4" if I got some boots on or something like that. So Wladimir Klitschko is listed at 6'6", 6'7". Bryant Jennings 6'3". I had a one-on-one interview, you know, with Bryant Jennings, so I know we're about the same height. But as far as Klitschko is concerned, yo, dude look like he like 6'8". Look at the face off and like look at the shoulders. You know, look what his shoulders are compared to each other. And you think like, yo, dude is or it's probably just that long look, like, you know how basketball players would have you know, like extra long arms and legs, so they'd be like 6'5", but they look like they're like 6'8", 6'9". You know, you have to be a basketball fan to understand what I'm saying. But anyway, moving on. Wladimir Klitschko, right? He's very smart. And when I say smart, I'm talking about book smart, and I'm also talking about like in the ring. So he's using psychology and shit inside the ring on you, using like fucking with you basically. So you got to understand how boxers like him think. Him, a Floyd Mayweather, you know, and I'm using those two because Wladimir Klitschko, when it comes to the heavyweight division, he can pick you apart in so many different ways. And him and his brother are guys that don't even have to throw any body shots, and they can defeat you literally off the jab. The Klitschko brothers are very underrated. Why? Is because I understand that the heavyweight division is back right now. And I'm going to talk about that. The heavyweight division is back right now. But after Lennox Lewis, they had no credible competition. And then who came along? David Henn. We saw what happened with that crap. So looking at the heavyweight division now, when you got Bryant Jennings, when you got Deontay Wilder, Bermane Stiverne, Chris Arreola, Antonio Tarver, Lucas Brown, Anthony Joshua, Joseph Parker, Tyson Fury, who I know I'm missing, Andy Ruiz. I know I'm missing so many names. Amir Mansour, Steve Cunningham. So Alexander Povetkin, you know, so when you looking at the heavyweight division as a whole, and you know what's out there, and you know what the prospects are, and you know what those fringe contenders are, you can look and say, oh shit, Klitschko don't, you know, the fact that he's 38 years old now, he's got some credible competition coming up after him. Remember, he's the one that's got all the belts, so all these guys are patterning themselves on how to beat Klitschko. Sorry, I didn't even say Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury's my homie. And so looking at this, you know, oh, and Eddie Chambers, gotta say, because I got the interview from him. But looking at the landscape of the heavyweight division, Bryant Jennings has got to be the one to take advantage of it now. Now he's got the shot. The only thing I'm concerned about with him is watching like some fights of his. I forgot how to pronounce his name, Bowie Tupu, or I don't know. I apologize, I'm not being disrespectful, but I forgot how to pronounce his last name. He fought the same day Pacquiao and Bradley fought, I believe it was, or Marquez when Pacquiao got knocked out, something like that. But long story short, sometimes it seems like he's testing his own chin. You know, sometimes he seems like he's trying to see what punches he can take, or maybe it's the limited amateur background. Because sometimes I'm watching him, I'm thinking like, okay, well, he could have just easily dodged or avoided that punch. So looking at the Mike Perez fight, you know, looking at that, he was pretty much playing the counter puncher, pretty much playing the possum. That's how he's got to be with Wladimir Klitschko. He can't go in there thinking, I'm going to knock this guy the fuck out, because, listen, those Klitschkos, man, you do not want to get punched dead straight. Now, I'm just going to simplify it. You do not want to get punched in the face, glove or no glove, by a Klitschko brother. Not no jab, you do not want to get punched in the face. You know, that's one of those fights where you fight a Klitschko, it's hit and not be hit. Because when those dudes hit, how many F-bombs have I used already? Use one more. You will get fucked up. You know, so it's no better way. Like, I try to, you know, like, I just don't be animated just to be just animated. That's how I be feeling like when I say, yo, you don't understand. Like, you will get no more F-bombs. But anyway, the heavyweight division is very deep right now. The winner is going to go on to be the WBC #1 contender, the IBF champion, the WBA champion, WB #1 contender. And, you know, and have basically all the belts. And then if they go after Deontay Wilder, then they would be undisputed. So what I'm saying to you is this: you got a little mini tournament going on, you know, and I've been using these, you know, that little scenario a lot, talking about the mini tournament, when you look at the fact that Wladimir Klitschko, Bryant, Jennings, Tyson Fury, and Deontay Wilder, one of those guys could be the at this point in time, with those four, and you know, if the sanctioning bodies don't do no bullshit, you know, one of those guys will be the undisputed champion of the world. Undisputed. The last person to do that was Jermaine Bad Intentions, really for real Bad Intentions Taylor, who is now hopefully getting help that he needs. So, I'm T-Street Controversial, RealCombatMedia.com. I'm going to pump out some more videos. Please subscribe. As I said, RealCombatMedia.com, and T-Street will be giving you full coverage of Wladimir Klitschko versus Bryant Jennings for April the 25th, 2015, Madison Square Garden on HBO. So, as I said before, full coverage will be, you got the press conference, media days. Now, depending, see, what it is we get like 2 days advance, maybe sometime a day advance, when they tell us, like, this is going to be happening, that's going to be happening, you know, and then, you know, you got to make sure you check your email daily and stuff like that. But long story short, is it being in New York, you know, don't sue me if I miss like one workout. But when I say about I'm going to be covering about 90% of the stuff, that stuff is hard, man. You know, like, I mean, shout out to Eli Seckback and all Dante's Boxing Nation and who else? The Fight Hubs, the Hoop Jabs. Like, shout out to all those channels that's actually getting out there and getting in those gyms every day. I can't do it, man. Boxing Voice 2, I can't, man. I'm sorry, and plus I'm like half disabled. No. But see, as far as the stuff that matters, you know, I feel that if I can get to it and cover it, then I should. So if, you know, getting on the train, being in New York in about 1 hour and 10 minutes for a press conference, then by golly, I'm going to do it. You know, so as far as the fight and all the important stuff concerned with the fight, you know, that's the stuff I will be getting. So basically now I got Gary Shaw, I got Brian Jennings. Next time I got to get an interview with James Prince, you know, get another solo with Jennings. And my target is Wladimir. So what I'm going to do is, like, you know, like the first press conference, you know, everything, you know, I'm feeling everything out, you know. So as time goes on, either a post-fight press conference or sometime in between at a workout or something like that, I'll try to be the first one there, and I will get Wladimir Klitschko. T-Street Controversy Live, Real Combat Media, T-Street Controversy on Twitter, T-Street Controversy on Instagram, T-Street Controversy on Vine, and basically every single social media network that there is. Please subscribe.